Hey everybody, welcome to bonus stuff. We just got done reviewing 28 years later, so go check it out. Zombies tend to be a prevalent bad guy force in video games, but could they beat some other bad guy forces in video games? So we're going to do a little quick tournament of video game army and see who would win. So here we got the Reapers from Mass Effect versus the Kremlings from Donkey
It's
Kong. Who do you think comes out on top?
Reapers.
the Reaper. That's not fair. They're just alligators.
They have guns, some of them. Okay, next we got World War II Germans, if you know what I mean, versus the Umbrella Corps from Resident Evil.
I think
Umbrella.
Umbrella.
You think Umbrella? They're
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're super
kind of
soldiers.
they're kind of like World War II Germans, I guess. Next we got
What's
the
his name
Horde
is?
from Warcraft versus the Mavericks from Mega Man X.
What are the horde? Are they just goblin or
I think they're the
orcs?
ones that are like the possessed, like
Yeah,
the
the
orc
Orc.
undead.
Yeah. Can they?
What's the
A bunch of
Mavericks?
animal robots take them, Jared.
I don't know anything about the Mavericks, so I'm gonna have to say the Horde. But
Jared said the
Jared, what did you
Mavericks.
say? All
I
All
said
right,
right.
Joseph.
Mavericks.
So it's up to me. I mean, the Mavericks have guns, so I guess they could
They
take them.
can control weather and gravity, and
I didn't know what to call Dr. Robotnik's army. It's just like animals that have been turned into robots.
they have a name.
They do?
Yeah, I forgot.
And they're taking on the Flood from Halo, so a form of zombie.
I would say the Flood.
Yeah, they're not threatening the robots from. They kind of just do what the animals do.
The Locust Horde from Gears of War versus the Infection from Hollow Knight. So little bug guys. Some of them are big bugs, but they're still bugs.
I'm gonna go with the infection because the locusts are just pathetic in my opinion.
Also, they'd probably just infect the
True.
Gears of War
Can they
bugs.
infect bigger things, Jared?
Yeah, it just depends if they dream or not.
Oh, do they dream? Uh,
Probably.
Ganon's army, which Jared told me has a name.
I was just kidding. I don't know.
Oh, versus stormtroopers from Star Wars. The
Stormtroopers. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know.
I really don't know on this one.
Because there are
Stormtroopers.
magic ones
Yeah, there's magic.
in Ganon's army, and stormtroopers can't shoot anything.
But then you have those awesome like death troopers, like the zombie ones.
And then you have like Star
Also,
Destroyers and
there's probably like trillions of them.
I would say stormtroopers then.
what if
Yeah.
Ganon has to take on Vader?
Oh, Ganon would win.
Ganon would
What?
He's
win?
got he's a big old pig.
Okay, we're going with Stormtroopers. The Combine from Half-Life versus the Space Pirates from Metroid. So this is pretty tough.
I don't know anything about the
The
combine.
Combine are like organic robot things.
They're more like smart than they are. I would go with the combine. Combine's pretty cool, actually.
Well, the space pirates, like Ripley's a genius supposedly, so
True, and he's a dragon.
Well,
I
Joseph,
don't know. I'm gonna yeah.
Oh, I thought Jared was waiting. We go Space Pirates. It's hard to beat space. We got the Koopa Troopa, Bowser's army, everything in it, versus the Zerg Swarm from StarCraft. Again, kind of like zombie bug things.
I'm gonna
I know
go
the
with the
Zerg are.
Zerg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, poor Koopa Troopas couldn't pull it out. All right, so moving on to the second round, we got the Reapers versus the Umbrella.
Reapers.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not really fair.
Mavericks versus the Flood. Can the Mavericks take the
The flood.
Flood?
The flood.
I'd say the Mavericks. They can control weather and gravity.
True. They're pretty powerful guys, Thomas.
This the flood.
The Flood, you lost to
Okay.
one dude.
Lost to one dude. The infection versus stormtroopers. The infection might win, right?
Hmm.
Little bug guys getting in the stormtroopers' helmets.
Uh, Yeah, let's go with the infection.
Yeah, let's go with
They attack you by dreams, so I guess
yeah.
stormtroopers dream. We know Anakin dreams, so
And
they'll
that
get Darth Vader. Space pirates versus the Zergs one. Again, tough one.
I still go with the
from what
Zerg.
I've heard, third
Okay. I'll get the space pirates one. They got the Metroid. They can use the Metroid, right?
the baby.
The baby. Okay, so
Ooh,
the Reapers versus the Flood.
oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I go with Reapers.
Jared's
So
going
they would have
Reapers.
to be organic for the flood to take over,
Hmm.
but the Reapers are pretty much, man, that's a hard one.
It is.
I feel like the Reapers are just blow up the planet that or wherever the flood is.
Well, the thing is
Yeah.
that they tried to do that with the flood in Halo, and the flood still won.
How
I,
did we
I
even
would have to.
defeat the Flood, man?
You blew up enough things. That's literally how it happened. Um, I think I'm going to go with the Reapers just because I don't think there's enough organic material to work with.
Yeah. We'll give the Flood a point, just
But that is a
because
that is a
that's
good
a tough
matchup, though.
matchup. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, the Infection versus the Zerg Swarm. I don't know if the Zerg Swarm's dream.
Zergs are bugs again, so I'm gonna say
True.
infection.
Which one are you saying?
The
Infection.
Infection.
Infection. I'll go with infection.
I'll get the Zerg one. And then
This is an impossible match.
the Reapers. I think the
The
Reapers
Reapers
win
don't
this.
dream
Yeah, Reapers don't dream.
Reapers don't
of
dream.
electric sheep.
Well, those are just fake anyway.
I think I'll go with the Reapers for this. I think
I'm gonna have to go with
Yeah,
Reapers.
the Infection were a
The
nice
in- the
underdog.
infection probably could have won against the flood though,
yeah.
because the flood is a living being,
Yeah,
and it does have a grave mind, which probably does dream.
yeah.
The Reapers is the first army where I'm like, there's no beating
Yeah,
that.
there's no way to beat these things.
All right, there you have it. The Reapers, best video game army of all time. So until we do another one of these someday. All
They
right,
did that at work actually.
did you? Who came out top?
Yeah. The Warhammer, the
Oh, I didn't have them too.
Space Marines.
Oh, the actual Marines.
Because
So
Wait,
I
you,
think I think the last army was like kind of like a hell-esque army,
oh, the
and
chaos ones. Yeah, the chaos
yeah,
ones are broken.
and so we asked AI, and they're like, Warhammer fights those just for on a Tuesday, so we're like, we can't argue with that. So
argue with AI. All right, a little bit of news. Marathon has been delayed indefinitely. I don't know if you guys have heard the controversy,
well,
but
it's not a
they
sprint, Joseph. It's a marathon, so we can wait.
so basically they got caught stealing assets from artists. So they're gonna have to like redo the whole game because apparently the
Oh
art's
shit.
like all over the place. So
Jeez.
They
yeah,
can't pin down who what belongs to who.
yeah. So
Ooh.
basically they have to redesign this game or something.
They were probably like, just who can we credit?
Uh, Stiller Blade surprisingly set records for their Steam launch. I'm surprised because it already came out and people played it and talked about it and kind of had its day, but it hit PC pretty hard. So people like Stellar Blade.
There's a reason why. Two of them really, but
The Star Wars, a movie has
But
been
but Joseph, what more can you tell me about Star
a
Wars?
movie has been shelved. We don't know which
no.
one. Some people are denying it, but everyone's guess is it's the Ray movie because we haven't had any news on it. They've had multiple writers. No one can figure out how to write this script. Um,
Probably the
Well,
Ryan
Grogu,
Gosling one.
they kind of wrote themselves into a corner.
yeah, Mandalorian and Grogu is done. That movie's ready to come out. That'll be next year. And then the Starfighter, it looks like they got a lot of work done on Starfighter. So the best guess is the Ray movie. Speaking of Daisy Ridley, I saw that Cleaner movie um, that she was in. It's Die Hard with Ray. Uh, it was terrible. She wasn't bad in it. She's pretty good for
Yeah,
like
she's
a
not a bad actor.
no, not. It's just the script was terrible. It was basically eco terrorists take over this building, and everyone's like, "Oh, they do have a point, but they're bad guys." And then you think, "Oh, what's his name? Is it Clive Owen?" He's like, he's the bad guy, and you're like, "Oh, okay, he's pretty good," and he exits the scene real fast. And then it's all just about how men are terrible, and they
And
even
I
have they her and this the like person leading the negotiation have like girl time and talk about how guys are bad and stuff like that. So it was pretty bad. It wasn't great.
whenever I hear Clive Owen, I think about that joke from Pink Panther where he's like, I'm
Oh.
on my six, and he's like, do you know what that means? And he's like, you're one away from the big times.
um it was weird too because she's like the beginning she's like climbing on furniture and stuff. It's like I was like, this is how she learned to be such a good window cleaner. Is she had an abusive dad, so she had to climb on furniture, and but also
All
she
right.
was in the army, so I don't know. Okay, so this guy, I'm trying to remember Jack Schreier, right? He directed the Thunderbolts. Um, he is gonna be directing the X-Men movie when it comes out. So I don't know how you guys feel about that because Thunderbolts was fine, but it didn't make a lot of money. So I just kind of really tired of Marvel just using the same directors all the time. So it'd be
Really
nice
just depends on the casting of that movie.
for X-Men. Yeah, who's Bella Ramsey gonna
Yeah.
play?
Yeah, probably Xavier. Like, get me to my
No,
Cerebro.
no.
She's like starting the mansion, the Xavier school, and she's like, I'm gonna be a dad.
Oh my
God.
good.
God.
I'm gonna be a professor.
Ugh. Just because Michael's here doesn't mean we have to bring it up again. Or not here. Sorry.
He's not here. He's in the review if you guys want to check his opinions out on 28 years later. All right, bonus stuff. What did we do this week? Did anyone watch anime?
I just caught up on My Hero. That's it.
Me too. Lazarus was kind of boring this week. They're getting to the
A
end.
little too much singing in My Hero. A little
Too
too much pop
too
idol
much
stuff.
pop? Really? Dude, I really like the ends of these two, but then they end, and I'm like, dang it.
I really
um,
like the stuff with the old man though. That was cool.
yeah, that stuff's really cool.
He's so manly, like he didn't die. I was like, dang, what a man.
Any anime, Thomas?
No, not really. No. I just watched a few like episodes of some shows that I've already seen just to pad some time, but nothing to write home about.
Oh, I also like when Koichi was kept trying to compliment that one girl, but he does it so backhandedly. They're like, "You're terrible."
Oh, the one that the singer or the
The
dancing
backup dancers.
backup dancer. Yeah, that was funny. What did he tell her? It's like, "Ew, even with short hair, you look good," or something like that. And they're like, TV continued with continuing with Duster. It just every time I watch it, it's just like this looks like a Fox show. It's like I'm watching a Fox show.
A mid
um,
2000s Fox show.
yeah, and
Mm.
it's all Albuquerque, it's downtown Albuquerque the whole time, and they're like, "This is Phoenix," and I'm like, "No, it's not. This is Albuquerque."
Joseph, you're like, I hit those streets. That's not the same streets.
Yeah, TV guys, anything?
Uh,
No, no TV.
I did watch it's Netflix, but it's a show. Um, I watched Tires season 2 that Shane Gillis one on Netflix. It's about like a tire shop in
Hmm,
Massachusetts.
never
It
heard
is
of it.
really good. The first season was really good. This one is probably
Is
better.
this a comedy? What is
It,
this?
it is a comedy, but it does have like some. It's kind of like The Bear, where there's like comedic moments, but it does have some drama.
Hmm.
Um, Shane Gillis is really good in it, but halfway through it, Thomas Hayden Church shows up, and he like steals.
Sandman?
Yeah,
Sandman.
he like steals the show. He
Lone
goes up,
Mather.
lol, yeah.
Is he playing LOL
Um,
or Sandman?
uh, more like one of the characters from The Bear with an attitude. Um, he goes like on this 5 minute rant, and it's great. I because he's just cussing like up a storm and just like, all right, cool, I'll see you guys out there, and just like walks away.
What
Um,
is it called again?
tires, like tires on a car. It's about an auto body shop. Ron, do you know Ron White, the comedian?
Oh yeah, yeah, he's
He
funny.
he guest stars as it, but he looks like a hippie. It's weird.
Weird,
I was like, is that
yeah.
Ron White? But yeah, it is. And but it's a really funny show, and it's only like I think both seasons combined, it's only like 20 episodes. It's really short. So I I think you guys would like it. It's very funny. So that's all the TV I did. So
The Bear is pretty soon, right?
yep, next week.
Next week, jeez. And then are you gonna watch Ironheart? That's like next week. Yeah.
No, no one
No,
is.
no one is. No one wants that show.
It's only like it's only 6 episodes, and they're showing all
That's
three on
too
the
much.
first day.
So was Echo, Joseph, and
True.
I'm not. No, I'm not doing it
Dude,
again.
I'm gonna watch it just for the laughs.
You're not gonna laugh. You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna report back what I see.
All right.
Okay, we did music. Any music? No
No.
music?
Mm, some, but nothing.
Nothing to report on.
Well, I listened to a whole Bruce Springsteen album, and I haven't done that in like forever. So it's a album, Nebraska.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it's like apparently one of his biggest ones, but I was like, there's something like here on here I recognize like at all. So it was okay though. My dad likes Springsteen. I'm not a huge Springsteen fan.
Really? Yeah, I've never been Springsteen. There's like this weird 80s rock, I don't like dad rock thing that I do not like. Like him, Mellencamp, and
Well, uh, Jeremy Allen White is in that Springsteen movie coming out.
yeah.
That's why I listened to an album. I'm just like, besides his hits, I really don't know a lot of Springsteen. Again, my dad loves him because my dad loves Springsteen, Phil Collins, Rush. Like that's like the original dad rock. So
Dead rock.
dad rock. Now it's all Creed and I don't know,
Creed.
Corn.
Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Yeah,
I
honestly.
saw that they had a new single. I didn't listen to it, but
Oh, Jerry.
Thomas
Really?
just turns off his stuff.
He's like, oh, well, I'm just like, I didn't get an update. What?
He just walks over to a booth where there's like headphones. This is how I listen to music in this booth.
I have one of those mid 2000s like boots that you could get where you get the sample CD
Yeah.
and put it in there. You know how much I miss those?
Every house needs that. I'm going to the booth.
Remember at Mardell's where they would have like the booths where you couldn't,
Oh
where you
yeah.
weren't supposed to listen to. Those were for the people who wanted to sing along in praises.
Oh, is that what that was for?
That's what it was for.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was just to listen to music.
I thought so too, but no, they were soundproof so you could sing. I was just like, that's what they're for? I thought they were just to listen to music.
Yeah. um. So we did music. What are we on? We're on YouTube.
Yeah, I did some YouTube. Jared, do you want to go first though?
Sure. I started watching this channel called Retail Archaeology. It's just this dude.
Oh, is that the one with the mall you were talking about?
Yeah, just kind of just talks about like department stores, the rise and fall of them, and then like walks through malls, sees like how much left they have, like because some of them are like about to
Dude,
close and stuff like that.
ours is like all anime shops and like collector toys and stuff like that. It's weird.
That's kind of cool, actually.
He lives in Phoenix, so he was showing a couple that have
Are you sure it
died
was in
there.
Albuquerque?
I couldn't tell, man. They're so seamless. But yeah, I like his videos. They're pretty relaxing. I don't know why I enjoy like these YouTube channels where they just like do stuff.
You follow that one on Instagram, Decaying Midwest, right?
No, I don't think so.
I think you'd like them.
I do watch a guy who does trails. I mean, like walks trails. So I
I'm
dig
not really
that.
into
You don't
that.
like the nature ones?
Yeah, I like urban ones, like
I like,
the Japanese ones where it's like
yeah,
raining and then walk
I
through the
like the
city.
I like the Japanese camping ones where they go out in like little Kia trucks and they have a little house on the back of their truck. I like those.
There was a channel called Mash. They're pretty big. They're like a Watch Mojo kind of
Oh
channel.
yeah, with like food.
Um, hmm
Yeah.
They had one called Signature Sodas of every state, and I have some shout outs and some ill that's disgusting. So Montana, they have one called Flatland Gourmet Soda. Look disgusting. They are like these neon colors. I was
That
like,
sounds
Montana,
gross.
you need things to bring people there, and you're just making this gross soda. Like, what are you doing?
There's no people there, Jared.
There is no people there.
Um, and then Illinois, they have something called Green River, which apparently CCR mentions in one of their songs.
Oh really?
There's a lot of song shout outs to these sodas. There's one from
Really?
Louisiana that Lil Wayne shouts out.
Do you
Um,
know about the Insane Clown Posse's favorite soda? It
Magnet soda.
no, it's that
Tantrum.
Fago. It's like they have
Mango?
like Fago. It's like cotton candy
Oh,
soda, and they like shake it up and like pour it on each other at the concerts. It's weird.
I don't I don't go near that
I think
community.
it's from Detroit or wherever they're
Hmm.
from. But yeah.
I hear they're nice, but I don't go near them.
I heard they do a lot of charity work, like a
Yeah.
lot of charity work. But
Good for them.
But that Green River soda is just like I love the color green, but I don't want my food that
Is it
color.
Mountain Dew?
It's like it's it's just like a really green soda. I don't know. It's not Mountain Dew, but
Hmm.
and then the last of the disgusting ones is Pennsylvania. They have this one called A Treat, and it was like the most red. It was like redder than the Big Red, and
Mhm.
I was just like, that would
Ugh,
make
I
me
don't like
throw
Big
up.
Red.
that would kill you.
Yeah, I you could tell the ones I didn't like because they're just all neon colored and just look like sugar water. And I
Sugar
was like, ugh.
water, like
The ones
Jones
that,
soda.
yeah, I didn't know that is a Seattle-based
Yeah,
company. Why didn't we get Jones Soda over in Seattle?
because it's
Um,
disgusting. It's nasty.
um, I didn't really see any advertisements. Like when you go to
Mm.
Waco, you see like Dr. Pepper crap.
Well, it's
Well,
like
that
what do you call it? The Iron Brew soda from Scotland. That's like their favorite one. I tried some. It's disgusting. I was like, oh no.
well, Jones is like on their last kind of
Uh,
barely making it by, but
No.
because it's
I was just remembering it
disgusting.
from Hastings. They always had Jones soda in
Yeah,
the.
Let me guess. Texas with Dr. Pepper.
yeah, it was Dr. Pepper.
Can't
Makes
beat
Um,
sense.
that. Mr.
Yep.
Pibb's better, but
where's Mr. Pibb from?
Yeah.
Here's the good
Yeah,
ones.
Joseph. Where is it from?
it's from Coca-Cola.
So is Dr. Pepper
Virginia.
now.
Virginia had something called Fizz Fusion sodas, and
I like
they
fizz.
sound good. But not only that, they can like make like they make this one that's basically just a dessert where they put like whipped cream and like chocolate syrup. It looked really good.
It's like an
Um,
egg cream.
Yeah.
yeah. And then South Dakota surprisingly had Wild West soda, which they make like old fashioned with like the syrups and like the soda water. They stir it up, and I was like, I could get into that.
Yeah.
But then of course New Mexico, I didn't know they had something called Zia soda that looks really good, so I'm gonna have to try that.
Never heard of it.
Um, and then there's a YouTube channel. I swear I've been finding the weirdest names. Michael should be here. It's called Goose's Game Folklore. That's his channel's name. But he
Gooses?
had
Goose?
Goose Game
Goose?
Folklore,
Goose's
and
game.
he had a video called 64's Coziest Places. And so he just went into a few games like Pilot Wings for the 64. And he's like, this is probably the most cozy place. It was like an island with like this little town. And he's like, that looks cozy. And he just went into a few games like that. And I was like, this is kind of fun.
Turns out it's Valley
Um,
Verde.
This is
and
cozy.
then I mentioned this channel before. It's called Worthy Kid or Worthy Kids. They're like an animation channel. He makes all his animations in Blender, so it's got like a 2D, 3D look to it. and it's really good. He has a series called Big Top Burger, and the season 3 just came out, which I love the first 2 seasons. I like watching it on repeat. It's like a comfort show to me. But the season 3 came out, and I'm very excited. There's already 2 episodes, and I was like, yay! And that's all I do YouTube wise.
Okay. So I watched some YouTubes. Um, oh, I did watch one other, well, it's technically a movie. Never mind. I'll get to that in a second. So I watched like a lot of political stuff, and that was starting to kind of get to me. So I was like, I just need to watch something kind of stupid and fun. So like
Back to politics.
Yeah, so like Eddie Burback.
Hmm.
So how he did like that Rainforest Cafe one, and then the
What
uh
was the other one?
Tommy Bahama, what was it called? Uh
Burger in Paradise?
no,
Uh,
Margaritaville.
Margaritaville.
So he did that road trip and stuff with this guy called Ted Division. That's who he did it with.
Who
And
I'm proud of, because he didn't complain during the whole like Rainforest Cafe, but Eddie's like, I'm tired of eating this food and I just want to go
so
home.
I would say that I kind of liked his stuff. And then he came out with that one where this new video where he tried to do the morning routine like that guy that has that ridiculous morning routine. Um
Mark
so I was like,
Wahlberg.
all right, yeah, no. Um, so I was like, all right, that's a break from politisphere, and I'm happy to just kind of turn my brain off and watch someone just kind of do something funny. And I did say that until 14 minutes in, and then frickin' Hassan Piker showed up because he's friends with
What?
him.
Oh
So
shit.
Oh dang.
unsubscribed, disliked the video, disliked all of his videos, and I'm just like, F you. So
I'm glad I never subscribed to Eddie.
yeah,
Because
right.
he
I'm just
always
like,
kind of rubbed me wrong.
uh,
But I did like his videos, so it's
I
fine.
did like his videos, and I'm like, oh, I get it. He's a leftist, but he lives in LA. Duh. But yeah, then Hassan Piker shows up, and I'm just like, I'm good. That dude's a terrorist. So F you, Ted, and I hope you like enjoy being associated with a terror supporter. So anyway, so that happened, and I was like cussing out my TV for a good minute. So I was like, then I got into like, I was like, I need like a de-cleanse. So then, but then Ethan H3H3 dropped a video. Apparently, he's suing Denims, and he's also suing Frogan, and I forgot who else he's suing for copyright uses or for
Mahler
copyright.
was talking about that.
Yeah, it's pretty ingenious. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, like, his main target is Hassan, but he's going after Hassan's base.
His
And
lackeys.
yes, pretty much. And I mean, Ted was one of them now too. So I'm just like, cool. You're wanting to get political points with a terrorist supporter. So I hope you go, do things. But anyway, but
In
what he's doing
Minecraft.
is, huh?
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft, in a
Go
video
play
game.
Minecraft,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, in a video game. Um, the way he's doing it is pretty ingenious. Again, I have a lot of disagreements with Ethan. Not like I know him, but just like how he approaches things. But I'm like, you know what? As someone who's been like kind of abused by Hassan and his ilk, this is a good idea. This is a good way to do it because he's going after his base. He's not going after him directly. So Hassan's going to have to deal with the consequences of his support falling out. I'm just like, that's a really smart way to do this, and he's doing it legally. Um, so I needed something else to kind of like get me out of this. So I've been studying tax law like a mofo, and that's all I've been doing. And then I kind of came across this guy, and I sent Jared a clip of it. Caleb Hammer, um,
Oh yeah.
financial audit. That is some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. When I think that I like have some money problems, I'm like, no, not
Yeah.
even not even the tip of the
But
iceberg.
it does show you how bad you're doing at like
Oh
your
yeah,
age. I'm
yeah.
like, dang, I should have been doing this at like 10.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I mean, oh, I say that, but I'm in a fairly secure place financially. I have retirement stuff that I'm saving toward. So a lot of what he's saying, I'm like, I'm already doing this, and basically I'm doing kind of what his job is. That is what I'm getting my certification, and that's what I got my degree in. So it's
I
kind of
need
weird
to
because
I need to unearth all my old 401ks because I didn't know they just stay there
yep,
and you can get them back. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I thought they were just gone into the
nope.
wilderness. So
They
I need
say
to do
there
that.
you can do certain rollovers, but you have to be careful for distributions because if you don't do it right, it counts as a withdrawal and you get taxed. Don't do that. But there is a way to, because we did that. So when we worked at so and so warehouse, I don't want to name names, but we had that 401k. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I was able to transfer that to my Schwab account. I was able to get those earnings into my Schwab. So you can do that. It's still there. You just have to make sure you get all the information. So I do recommend you doing that. I sound like Caleb now. But I
No,
did.
he'd be very upset. You're way
Yeah,
too
I
tall.
will say comes a point where I swear, and like one of the comments, I was like, that would be genius, is have him hooked up to a heart rate monitor and to see what his blood pressure gets up to. Because I'm just like, dude, like there's some parts where he's almost crying because he's so frustrated.
There are some idiots, though, to
Yes.
be fair. Boogie was on there.
I saw
Really?
that. I saw that one. I have not watched that one yet, but that's in my to watch list. I was like, oh God, I don't know if I have the stomach to do that one right now. But no, he has like those people from Portland.
Oh.
Those are
Oh,
those are some of the worst people I have ever encountered in my life. Or I haven't even encountered, I've seen in my life. Because they want to move to Germany and stuff, but
that's the one I was gonna mention.
they want no responsibilities, but they want the state to take care of them.
How
Like,
much it's like $5 to move to Germany.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they
they're like, oh,
basically pay for everything, dude.
well, it's like,
So
well, we just don't really like how the politics here. He's like, you want to move to Germany? Like, you do know that they're kind of a right-leaning country nowadays, right? Like, because they see how things are going and they don't want to be part of that. That's kind of like a movement in Europe right now. Is that they're like politics in Europe are shifting right. They're just like, well, it'd just be better than here, and he's just like, okay.
Okay.
But they're like, we need $12,000 to do it. He's just like, yeah, I don't want to pay taxes to fund your getaway trip. You, um, but a lot of it's very interesting. Weirdly enough, I kind of want him to go on the unsubscribe podcast with all the those guys because a lot of them are vets because he's kind of unearthed something dealing with a lot of like the people that he audits. A lot of them are scamming the VA benefits from either family members or themselves. Like they had this one vet on there. He's like, "Well, what's your income?" He's like, "Oh, I have this, and then I have like $3,000 a month from the VA." He's like looking at him. He's like, "Do you have PTSD or something? Did you serve?" He's like, "No, I just have 100% disability." He's just like, "I'm paying taxes, and you're getting 100% disability because you served 4 years in the army and just didn't do anything." It's like, I okay, I don't think you should be taking that, but whatever. But I kind of want him to go on unsubscribe because they have some of those guys who did serve and they're like on like 25% uh disability, like for like ridiculous reasons. Like really? Like you couldn't get full disability even though you served and have like PTSD and stuff like that. So I would love for him to go there. But
it's Caleb Hammer, his company is Austin based, and he was
Mhm.
actually hiring not too long ago. He's not anymore.
Well, I don't want to move to Austin. I'm good. I'm
Yeah,
good.
Austin's pretty.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gone downhill.
Yeah, it has.
The
I
last
yeah.
remember
time
the
I was
first
there,
time going there, it was like, oh, this is
yeah, this is
nice.
nice. I like this. And then the last time I was like, ugh.
Too many too many Californians, so that's
Yeah.
why. So that's where they all go. Um, but no, I found it deeply fascinating just because this literally is my field of work. And so in some of the stuff I just couldn't believe. They're just like, oh no, I took out that loan. And they're like, he's like, okay, what are you doing with it? Well, nothing. He's just like, so you just took out money and they're just sitting on it? Like, what are you doing?
Or when they open like a high interest credit card to pay off their last
Their
credit
last
card,
credit card.
and then
Well, see that's an old trick, but the thing is, the
yeah,
way that credit cards work nowadays, you can't pay it off ever because, like, not to spill the beans about some of the stuff that my family's done, but when we were like first starting our company, they had to do that. They had to like transfer debt to debt to debt to debt. But the thing is, like, people still they still hold on to that debt now. Like, you can't get away from it. So it's just crazy. But I this is deeply fascinating. I really enjoyed a lot of the videos. Even though I did watch the Florida man one. Oh my God.
Florida man.
Dude, this guy he was a walking meme and he couldn't stop like quoting like memes and stuff to Caleb. And he's just like, I despise your very existence. I despise you as a being. And then like he starts like quoting like memes and stuff. He's just like, shut the up. Just shut up.
I
Like
do.
I'm
What
gonna
is that Office clip where he's like, I hate all the
uh,
things that you.
pretty much, yeah. I hate the way that you are.
Yeah.
Like you just like take things and make it opposite of the way I like.
It is so satisfying when he makes someone actually break down and start crying about like their stupidity. But then
Yeah.
you kind of feel bad because you're like, oh, they're actually crying. But
Well, the one
weird.
I felt no pity for was one Florida man. That guy was an idiot. Two, the Portlandia skit people, basically. And then three, that one stupid woman that I sent you. The
Yeah,
one
she
that,
was so dumb.
oh my God. Like, that was not a
Oh,
woman. That was a child. That was a child. Like,
I don't want to think
oh,
about that again. That was a bad one.
that one was rough to get through. And like, even like the comments were like, RIP, pray for Caleb. So, but that's all the, uh, what do you call it?
YouTube?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, I just want to shout out. I mentioned him last week. Is David Morgan? He is doing all the like horror books and stuff like that. He focuses on books.
Morgan?
I just want to shout him out because in one of his videos he says like because you know how people instead of saying like suicide and stuff like that they'll say die in
Alive.
Minecraft or whatever or
Mhm.
unalive and he's like I refuse to do that because I feel like you're just covering
Yeah,
up
I
a
don't.
real issue and
I'm not
I
a
really
big fan of that either. Yeah,
I've always been I felt that way you know it's like I was just proud of him for kind of saying that
it's just because YouTube gets all
yeah
dumb about it.
Now maybe we have.
I know. I've never seen Unsubscribe, but I have seen a guy from Unsubscribe. He was interviewing Nerdrotic and talking about his story.
Oh,
Uh,
Eli? Yeah, his
yeah,
prison story. That's a good one.
yeah, that was good. And they talked about how that thing about Buffalo and how it's just kind of like the tip of the iceberg.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's well that's from Unsubscribe, the Angry Cops guy. You know
hmm
that's all that old crack house. That's who's doing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Or not
that's
doing it. That's the one that is like exposing all of that. So
yeah. So yeah, and Nerdrotic had some stuff in his past that happened to him. So it's like it's just this is bigger than the Catholic Church or stuff like that. So it's like all over education. So
well, guess what? We were all homeschooled. So hey,
yeah, yeah.
dodged a bullet there.
I know. I don't know why people are against school choice. It doesn't make any sense because the schools are just so bad. Um, but
You're right. The government's great at everything. Let them figure out your children's education.
yeah.
Great.
So I did watch the movies. The theme this time was ex-cons. So people just got out of it.
XCOM
XCOM, the movies. First movie was called Small Engine Repair. This is based on a play
you're
by.
making movies up now
No,
at this
man.
point
I find them on Tubi, okay?
oh that makes
Um,
sense
The next one's gonna be the dust on my cabinet.
so
So
this one was interesting. It stars John Berthal from Netflix fame, or Disney Plus fame, I should say. Um, Shay Wigham. He's that guy on Mission Impossible, the FBI agent or whatever that's always chasing Ethan.
oh, the guy that looks like
The
Robert De
hair,
Niro.
the hair guy, yeah. And then the guy who actually wrote the play is the other guy. So they play these like lifelong friends who are kind of like get in a lot of trouble because they drink a lot, and one of the guy likes to do drugs a lot. So they're not very good for each other as friends, I would say. So and at one point the guy's got a daughter and he's trying to do better, so he kind of like he gets in a bar fight and he blames the two other friends and he's like, yeah, I can't be around you guys because I knew this was gonna happen. Um,
make me fight
yeah, um, but then a couple, I think is it years or months? I feel like it should be years, but he calls them out of the blue. He's like, come to my shop. He owns this little repair shop. Um, he tells John Berthal's character that he'll have strippers, so he'll come on down. And then he tells the other guy that he has cancer, so the guy like hops on his bike and rides down. Uh, so
Got to
it's
go
a
up a hill. He's like, I can do it.
so they get there and they're like, "Where's the cancer? Where's the strippers?" And he's like, "No, I just kind of wanted to make have steaks and just get back together." And they're like, "Ah!" So it's an interesting movie. They joke a lot, and then something like dark happens. It's one of those like situational things where something really dark happens. So they got to figure out what they're gonna do. Do they commit a crime? Do they, try to cover it up? So I won't spoil it in case someone wants to watch it. But it was interesting. It was an interesting movie, especially for like a small movie. Next one was called Coastlines from 2002. This one stars Timothy Oliphant, yeah, and Josh Brolin. And Josh Lucas is in this movie. He's the bad guy. He's always the bad guy.
The Lowe's guy?
Yeah, he's always a bad guy. Um, so this one, guy gets out of prison. Goes back to his old home. Josh Brolin's like a cop now, so he was a criminal. He was a cop, and then there's like a love triangle with the wife because they both like her. Um, this is one movie where the soundtrack really gets in the way because it has this weird music and I don't like it. And it's like plays during the whole movie. And I'm like, I don't like this. Stop playing this stupid music. Um, it, I didn't really like the movie either. It's just like, I don't know. It's not up my alley. I don't even know how to explain why I don't like it. It's
What was
just,
the music? Was it like
it was
EDM
weird.
or
It's like,
like
because it's like in Florida, so it's like the southern kind of yeah, no, it's hard to explain it, but it was weird. I didn't care for that one. It's just kind of a crime drama, I guess you would call it. I don't know. Didn't stick with me at all. Next one was called Into the Ashes, was 2019. This one has Luke Grimes. If you remember, he's like the young guy in Magnificent Seven that like goes with the girl to get the tough hombres, and then Frank Grillo's in this
to
one.
get the men?
Yeah, Frank Grillo, who's always kind
Luke
of fun.
Grimes is in Yellowstone. Plays
Yeah,
the youngest.
and then what's his name?
Yeah.
Longmire. Longmire is in this.
Longmire's in there?
Yeah, and he's a sheriff, so it's like Longmire again. Um, so this guy,
Nice.
this guy, are they married? He's married to Connie Monroe from the Mighty Ducks.
No.
Um, so they're trying. He's trying to go straight, and he's trying to provide for her. He's got this friend, and they want to build a cabin. But Frank Grillo's character gets out of prison, and he did Luke Grimes' character somehow betrayed them, and so he's mad, and they go after him, and they murder someone from his family, and they shoot him up. I was like, dude, that guy's dead. I don't know how he's still alive, but so
The main dude?
yeah, the main dude. I was like, dude, that guy should be dead because they shoot him like right in
They
the back.
Rumblecopped him.
So he wants to get back at them now, and Longmire kind of wants to stop him from doing that. It does this interesting thing. I don't think it works in this movie, but it's worked in some movies where you kind of see the aftermath of everything that's happened until you get to the end, and then they like explain or he like tells the story of what happened. It's interesting, but I don't really think it worked in this one. But I did kind of enjoy this movie. For low budget movies like this, they're either really crappy or they're okay. So this one was okay. And then the last one was a Liam Neeson movie called Absolution, came out last year. So this one is he's an old mob enforcer, but he has CTE because he was a boxer. So
How many
that's
Liam Neeson movies have you not seen at this point?
a lot. There's a
Oh.
lot. So like all his early stuff, I don't think I've seen.
Never seen Rob Roy?
No, except for Kroll. I have seen Kroll.
Well, Jo- Joseph,
That is such a bad movie.
I like Crawl. Darn
No, it
it.
is not a good movie.
The
We should
stupid
watch it.
Cyclops just gives up on life and dies.
We gotta watch Crawl sometime. Let's get
Michael
Michael.
would have a fit.
Let's do it this weekend.
Michael and Alex would do the same thing they did with House of the
They
Dead.
would
A
probably.
little fit.
Uh, so Liam Neeson, he's dying. He's only got like a year to live. So he's like, he's got bad dementia, so he doesn't remember much. He didn't even remember his son had died because he tries to get in contact with him, and he's like, oh, and his daughter's like, he died. So he tries to get in contact with the daughter. She kind of wants nothing to do with him because he was a bad father. So he meets a lady and kind of falls in love with this lady. And then he tries to save a prostitute. And then he meets his grandson and gives him boxing lessons. And then he has this
Punching a
dream.
child.
He has a dream where his dad is like driving him on the couch, like the couch is a boat, and they're like going out into the ocean.
You feel like a sofa?
And they do it on the bed too, so the bed in the couch works as a
Don't
boat.
say it like that.
Yeah, don't say it like that, Joseph.
And then the engine has a guitar in it or something, so he hears guitar when he goes out.
What is happening?
It's Liam Neeson, man. It's a very gritty movie, but it was good. I liked it. I mean, if you like Liam Neeson,
Did you ever watch the one where he's an ice road trucker?
I did watch that one.
That one's pretty good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Chick from Prey's in it.
From
Liam
Prey?
Neeson, yeah,
The
Prey.
Predator movie.
Oh,
She was in that cartoon we watched.
Her,
Alright.
her likeness.
Her like
did you watch any movies, Jared?
No, you can go. Did you ever finish?
I did.
Oh, thank God.
What
I did.
happened?
I finished Challengers. I kind of hated this movie in a way. In a way, I
hated
liked
the
it.
people.
Yeah. Well, more specifically, I hated just her.
Yeah,
Really,
she was a bad person.
she was a terrible person.
Well, he's not. The friend's not really a
the
good
friend.
person
The
either.
friend is not a great person, but the clean cut guy is honestly a good person. I
Yeah.
think.
You found one
But
good.
yeah, but the Zendaya is terrible in it. Like, it's not that she's terrible in it, but her character is just a
character.
terrible person. Like,
Yeah.
She's like a teacher or something.
No,
well,
she used to be a tennis player, but then she got injured.
now
So
she's
now-
a coach.
Yeah.
She looks way too young to have gone through that arc already.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like they even have like a 5-year-old kid. I'm just like,
I know. They look like teenagers, and you're like, how did this happen?
Yeah. The thing about in Zendaya when she tries to put like or play like mature roles, I'm just like, you're 12, right?
Yeah.
No, it's like Tom Holland's the same way. It's like
Yeah.
you're 12, right?
Mm.
Like,
I'm a man too.
but I mean, the ending was kind of okay. It was kind of interesting. But
Do they tennis?
Did you like when
They did.
the friend brought back that whole? Remember that earlier scene where he's like, "I'll serve like this if it happened, and I'll serve like this if it didn't."
yeah,
Did you like that at the end?
I did like that, and
Yeah.
there's some cool subtle storytelling that I liked, like things about like the relationship between them and the girl, but um, I don't know. It just seemed kind of like a pointless story. Didn't really go anywhere. Um,
Yeah, because it's not too focused, like I said, on the tennis, but it's too much on the drama. So I'm like, there's nothing for me in this movie.
the thing is, I liked when they were actually playing tennis. I'm like, I'm kind of
Yeah.
interested. This is kind of cool the way they're filming it, and I actually watched some behind the scenes stuff how they digitally did the tennis stuff. It's very David Fincher almost like he loves to use CGI to improve shots. But yeah, it was okay.
Who directed this one?
The guy that did Queer and Call Me by Your Name and Suspiria, that guy.
That guy.
That dude is obsessed with guys' dongs, by the way. He really is.
He must like this new 28 years later movie.
More than that. Like,
No tripods, but
no tripods. So yeah, I watched that one, and then I also watched 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later to prep up for
Refresh.
this. Yeah, because like for the longest time, 28 Days Later was like not available on any streaming service, and
Mhm.
so like Amazon came out with it, and I just bought it. I was like, I'm gonna buy it now because who knows if it's gonna go into limbo again. Um,
What's the best one?
uh, I guess overall 28 days, but I really like 28 weeks later. I think it's got some really cool concepts. It's also really short. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes long. It's really short.
Got Jeremy
Um,
Renner.
yeah, he's good in it, but in like his character, that's the thing too, is that there's like no like hero characters. They kind of just die because it's a bleak world.
Yeah.
Um, but the opening to 28 weeks later is great. That is a really cool scene. Um, but I mean, but overall, I think 28 Days Later is the strongest of the trilogy. But I still like 28 Weeks Later a lot. Um, and then I did watch a documentary on Netflix called "The Titan Submersible." It's the billionaire that
Mhm.
blew up down below. Um, yeah, the guy was just an egomaniac that the short stories he wanted to be Elon Musk. He just had no patience for it. Um, because like he kept trying to compare himself to like Elon Musk and SpaceX. Like SpaceX has been like a 20-year like project, and the biggest part though about the Titan versus the SpaceX stuff is when the SpaceX stuff fails, they're okay with it. They're like, we learned this
Mhm.
does not work, and we really have to realize why this doesn't work. Because I've also like watched a lot of videos on SpaceX. It's a fascinating company. People go, oh, Elon just likes to pretend he's the super genius. It's like, no, he actually is. He is a genius. I think he's crazy, but he, he knows how to make sure that product or the product is put into like the way it's supposed to go. He knows how to like actually bring a product to market. Kind of like Steve Jobs, except I think he's a bit more likable than Steve Jobs, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um, I think he actually takes care of his employees a lot more too. But uh with uh with Titan, this dude just wanted to be Elon so badly that he had this one concept of an idea to be a super affordable tourist sub for the Titanic, which on its own that could work out if you could get the product to work. The thing is, he had this one idea for a carbon bait or carbon fiber sub. Like, that's an interesting premise. Does it work? When they tested it, no, it didn't work. But he still kept that idea on so much, so much, so much. He fired so many engineers, brought in people to try to restart the process. Hey, we want to do this, and they would start on, hey, this doesn't work. Fires them, gets the new people in, fires them. Like the idea doesn't work. So he never changed the actual root of the idea to fit with what was going on. There's a reason why subs and stuff that go to that depths are made of like, titanium and
Mhm.
steel. Th- those are the types of materials that last under that kind of pressure. And he every time that something would fail, it'd be like, oh, we don't learn from this at all. We sweep it under the rug and we hire a new team. That's what he did like 3 or 4 times over like, and it was, and the process of it too was like less than a decade, which is super, super fast. And not nearly as much money as like SpaceX or the space program like in the 60s had. And so it was a mess. And he got a lot of people killed, unfortunately. So
Eat
very
that,
interesting documentary though. I recommend it.
eat that clear aluminum.
Transparent aluminum? How do you know that he doesn't invent it? That is my favorite Scotty, just like the I'm
Maybe
sorry.
talk about Star Trek when Michael's gone.
Hello, computer. A keyboard. How quaint.
Because Michael just gave up on Star Trek
That's so sad.
I
right when
like
we're in the middle of it.
Right when we were about to get good too, man. Oh,
I like
good
when
episodes.
Bones is there and he's like, these people are barbarian.
What is this? Some kind of medieval torture chamber? Dialysis, my God.
uh, I did two other things that I want to bring up real fast.
Okay.
One is books.
Oh, I got a book too, by the
I
way.
read they're not really books, they're more short stories. The first one was All Tomorrows by CM Kuzman. It's cool.
Who-
It's just about like how
Who's
humans
mine?
could evolve and like how they would like um kind of adapt to deep space and stuff like that. I like that. Like in Hyperion, that kind of happens too, and like Dune.
Same thing
So
with The Expanse too.
yeah, so I enjoyed that. And then I've never read it, but The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte
Oh, I think
Perkins
I've heard of that one.
That
Yeoman.
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It's kind of I think it was what the backrooms were kind of
Oh, okay.
were inspired
Based
by.
on.
Um,
Oh yeah.
I was telling the guys though, the narrator for this sounded like tree trunks from Adventure Time, saucy little elephant. So I was like, the whole time I was like, this is kind of weird. But yeah, it's a good story. And then, oh, do you want to do your book, Thomas?
Um, I read The Coma by Alex Garland, the same guy that wrote 28 Days Later, and all that. Um, Very interesting book. It's about a guy who suffers a an attack, like an assault, and he goes into a coma and he wakes up and he can't form like new information, or the information that he receives is like in parts.
Yeah.
Like he remembers that he has a job, but he doesn't know what it is. He knows that he has a significant other, but he doesn't know what she looks like, or like anything about the relationship. Like he'll pick up a book and he can only read like the first like page, and then he can't absorb any new information like that. It just he's like it's like, oh yeah, I read this book. It's just the same book, or it's just the same page over and over again. Um, it was pretty cool, but it's very weird how it ends too. It's almost like the I'm thinking of anything's ending, but not quite that. Just like you just like kind of like sit there like, what the hell did I just read? So it was interesting. It's a novella, so it's not very big.
Mm.
It was like I think 2 hours long, something like that. So it was very short, but it's a fun read. So that's it.
And then the last thing I did was play Stellar Blade this week. That's why I didn't watch much movies and stuff.
Oh,
Super fun. It basically is a near clone, so I love that kind of gameplay.
is that the one that had a horse? Because he like texted me. He's like, "This horse
Oh
that
yeah,
guy is
there is a
terrible."
horse like alien thing. It was kicking my butt. I do horrible against like animal type bad guys for some reason. If it's like a humanoid, easy. If it's
That is
like a
true.
dog, I'm dead.
I've seen you play Elden Ring. That one thing that was like a wolf.
Yeah,
I thought you're gonna smash the screen.
I
You
don't know
don't
what it
like
is.
fighting
I can't
animals?
predict animals.
Can't predict animals.
The wild
How did
animals,
you
Jared.
beat Mega Man X?
They're humanoid.
I never got past the second level of that game. That game was hard.
There's an actual like Sigma has a dog in that, and he's
Oh
harder
yeah,
than the whole game.
yeah,
He's harder than Sigma.
Sigma. I did watch a video. It was what do you call him? Did you
Video
know?
essay.
Did you know gaming? They had
Mm-mm.
Oh,
one on the Virtual Boy, and they're like, it wasn't as much as a failure as you think it was. It was like they talk about the red light, and they're like that actually helps your eyes because it's like training your eyes. So it's like using the reason you feel tired when you look at it is because it's like using muscles that you don't usually use. So it's actually good for your eyes. And then they were like, they showed how Virtual Boy actually made more money than a lot of the generations of consoles that came out at that time because there was a lot of failures back then. So it was interesting.
Did you know?
Did you
no.
know? All right. So we got some stuff. We got F1, we got the Bear, we got King of the Hill pretty soon. So
Mithrigan?
with the, we got a lot of stuff on the horizon coming up. So and then it
We
gets
saw that trailer for it, by the way, and Jared was just like,
really he was digging it. He's
The
the guy.
Threegan.
Was it
The
a
guy.
trailer, or was it for the stupid popcorn bucket?
Does she
That's
have a
for that.
bucket?
Was it?
Oh,
She has an Alamo exclusive popcorn bucket. I was like, Jared, get it. He's like, no.
Jerry, get it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to eat out of someone's head.
Oh, is it the head?
Mhm.
The Herbie popcorn bucket's pretty cool.
Herbie?
Yeah, from Fantastic Four.
Oh,
He's like,
I thought you meant the love bug.
I know, I
no,
did too.
he holds a drink, popcorn, and candy, so he holds it all, man.
Helpful little guy.
Did you
Dang.
see the Galactus one? It's his
No.
head. It's like $80 for a
For
popcorn bucket.
popcorn?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Can I refill
Do you
Galactus?
get a refill on Galactus here?
Get one refill.
You get half.
Dude, I paid $80 for this. I better get 2 refills or something.
I've totally missed out on the popcorn bucket craze.
Ever since Dune.
Yeah, I get them at the baseball games. I get those buckets, but
I still like Dota operator. He's like, I will pay a lot of money for someone to send me one. And he did. He sent like somebody like $300 for one of those.
dang.
And he posted himself like in the bathroom and was like, thank God.
All right. I think that's going to do it for this time. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. And we'll see you next time. Bye.